Hi 6th grade, this is my last video for this week. It's going to be showing you the practice assignment that I want you to do and doing examples with it as well. So just know you're not going to see my face for a lot of this video because I'm going to go to the actual document and then I'm going to draw the examples for you on a piece of paper. I will also take pictures of my examples and upload them to that document so that way you have them available to you. So let's get started with it. So this is the document that you have. It is called Drawing Atoms Practice, and you are going to do 4 different atoms here and draw them out. Just know if you want to draw them using Google Docs, you can do that. You can print out the assignment and draw them on there, or you can draw them on a separate sheet of paper and send me a picture of it or include it on this document. Like when you go in to turn in this document, you can also attach the images onto there. So however you want to do it is okay with me. Personally, I think drawing this out on paper is a lot easier. I tried to draw it on the computer for you guys and it was disastrous, so I am redoing it for you. So, when drawing atoms, make sure you are following these steps. 1. Find the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons. 2. Find which period, the side-to-side rows that the element is in. Based on the period it is in, the number of rings it has is period 1, 1 ring, period 2, 2 rings, period 3, 3 rings, period 4, 4 rings. None of the ones I gave you to do have more than 4 rings, so that's why I did not include it. You are going to draw the rings around your element. Remember, each ring can only hold a certain number of electrons. So in your first ring, it can only hold 2 electrons, so if your element has more than 2 electrons, you need to move on to the next ring. The next ring can hold 8 electrons. Ring 3 can hold 18 electrons, and ring 4 can hold 32 electrons. You fill in the rings until you have the number of electrons that the element has. Once you do this, you are done. So for my practice, I am going to do oxygen, and the reason why I put an X there is because when you draw rings around it, it makes it look like it has O as a ring. So OX, oxygen, and then I'm also going to do gallium, which is Ga. So first off on this document, I am going to put the number of protons, electrons, neutrons, and how many rings oxygen has. So I have my periodic table here. Use this periodic table or use one if you have it printed out or use a different one online. Just make sure it's the updated one. So oxygen is right here. Its atomic number is 8. So remember, that's the protons and electrons number. So it has 8 protons and 8 electrons. For neutrons, we need to take the atomic mass minus the atomic number. So it's 15.9. We are going to round that up to 16. So 16 minus 8 is 8. And to find the number of rings, we need to count down to which period it falls in. So if you just count like 1, 2, 3, and go that way, that's fine. So oxygen is in 1, 2. It's in period 2. So it's going to have 2 rings in it. So now I'm going to do the example on my paper, and I will come back to this document when we're done with that. Alright, so I'm going to do our first example here, that is oxygen. So I'm first going to write the symbol of the element. So remember, I'm also going to put that X there. So OX. And oxygen is going to have 2 rings around it. So I need to start off by drawing those 2 rings. So I have 1 and 2. And now I need to start filling in the electrons. So remember, in the first ring, it can only hold 2 electrons. So I'm going to draw 2. So 1, 2. So now I have 6 electrons that oxygen has out of that 8. So I'm just going to draw this rest of the 6 in the last ring. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remember, another way that you can double check to see if you did this correctly is you can look at the group number that this element falls into. So oxygen falls into group 16, so that means group 16 should have 6 valence electrons in the outermost shell, which oxygen does in this case. So I know I did it correctly. And also if you count up all of the electrons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I have 8, that is the atomic number, so I'm all good with oxygen now. Alright, now that we have that example done, I am going to move on to gallium here. So gallium is Ga, so on our periodic table, it is number 31, so its atomic number is 31. So our protons and electrons are going to be 31. For our neutrons, we have to take the atomic mass minus the atomic number, so 70 minus 31, that is 39. And for the number of rings, so what period it falls into, I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is going to have 4 rings around it. So next I'm going to do this example on a piece of paper and I will get back to you. Alright, in this next example we are going to do gallium. It's going to be a bit more because it does have 4 rings and 31 electrons. So I'm going to start off by again writing the element symbol here in the middle. So we have Ga. It has 4 rings because it's in the 4th period, so I'm going to draw 4 rings. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just right off the bat, since it has 31 electrons and it has 4 rings, you can just assume that rings 1, 2, and 3 are going to be completely filled up with the amount of electrons that they can hold. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill them in. So remember, ring 1 can hold 2 electrons, so I have 1, 2. Ring 2 can hold 8 electrons, so I'm going to draw 8 in there, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ring 3 can hold 18 electrons, so I'm going to go ahead and draw 18 in ring 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 electrons in that 3rd ring. So now we need to figure out how many we are going to put in this outer ring here. So gallium is 31 electrons, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 plus 18, so I have 28 electrons. So 28 minus 31, I still need 3 more. So I'm going to draw 3 more here on the outside. So 1, 2, 3. And again, if I want to check it to make sure I am correct, looking at my periodic table, gallium is in group 13. So group 13 is going to have 3 valence electrons. Those are the electrons that are in the outermost ring. So I know that's correct. Let's just double check and count up all my electrons that I've drawn on here so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So I have gallium all done here. Alright, now that the example is over, and I will have the pictures on here after when I post this for you guys so you can see them, I want you to just try to do these. I understand that maybe right now it's still really confusing, and we're going to try our best to do this online, but just try them out. This one is not going to be graded, but just because it's not graded does not mean that you do not have to do it. You have to do this. I need to know how we are understanding this concept, how we're doing it. If you have questions, let me know. We will probably do examples of Bohr models on our Google Hangouts this week because I think doing it one-on-one is going to help us a lot. So please follow these directions on top. Do them down here. For drawing them, please either do it on the document on a piece of loose leaf paper, or you can print it out and do it as well and send me pictures. Please make sure you do this part, so like the protons, electrons, neutrons, and the number of rings on this document, and turn that into me. Alright, if you need help, please reach out. Like I said, this is practice. It's not graded, but you do have to do it, and we will talk about it more on our Google Hangouts. Alright guys, see ya.